it's Chari here, and I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute little Easter baskets out of the cupcake wrapper die. Lynette from Lawn Fawn made made a couple of these for the CHA booth, and I thought I'd show you in a video how to easily make these. I'm going to use the scalloped edge cupcake wrapper die and a scalloped circle, one of the stackables that fits around the bottom there. And I'm going to be using the two-sided paper. You want to use the two-sided pattern paper of some sort because you're going to be seeing both sides. And if you cut a strip at 3 inches wide, you can fit that cupcake wrapper die right on there, just like that. So I'm going to use my Cuttlebug to cut this out, and I'm just going to use some tape to hold it in place. And they fit on the regular size Cuttlebug plates, but I actually have the long ones, so I'm going to use the long one here. The small plate, they fit on there, you just kind of have to put it catty-cornered. And I went ahead and cut out that scallop circle as well. And for the cupcake wrapper, you want to make sure that you hook it together right. So it's got the little tab there and the little hole, but if you put it through like this from like the inside, it's gonna kind of look like this and not hold its shape. So if you go at it from the outside and slip it in like that, it will hold its shape perfectly for a cupcake. But we're going to make a basket out of this. So what I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of glue right inside the flap here. And this will hold it in place. This just makes it a little more sturdy. You could use a glue dot too if you wanted to. And then to glue the bottom on, I'm just going to put a little bead of glue all the way around the bottom of the cupcake wrapper. And I'm just using Elmer's glue here. You can use any kind of liquid glue that you have on hand. So just a little bead of glue there. You don't need a whole lot. And you're going to probably end up wiping a bunch of this away once you get it on there. So then you just lay it right on top, just like that, center it up, and then you can take a scrap piece of paper and run it around the edges to get off any extra glue that kind of squishes out. It probably wouldn't harm anything, especially if you have a glue like Elmer's that once it dries, it's not going to be sticky or tacky. But if you have a glue like the Tombow Mono Multi Glue that still stays tacky when it dries, you want to make sure that you clean up those edges a little bit. So I'm just going to set this aside to dry a little bit. And you can put something on top of it if you need to kind of hold it down, but it should stay there pretty well. Or you could do it upside down as well. So now we're going to make the handle here. And there's lots of different options for making the handle. I thought you could use the strip along the bottom of the 12 by 12 sheets, but then the back side's not very pretty. So if you wanted to do that, make sure you just like fold it in half, or you cover the back side with something else so you don't have like the Lawn Fawn logo and all the writing on there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a different color. You can make it all one color like I did on the little example there. And I used 2 different patterns on that one, but I'm going to do this one with the handle in a yellow color. And I'm just cutting it not too thick, about 1/4 inch or 3/8. And then I'm just going to use that liquid glue again to adhere it to the inside of my basket here. And I'm actually, the first one I'm going to glue right inside that seam where the little tab goes in. This will just help hold all that together right there where everything comes together. And then you can just make this as tall as you want it, and that might depend on what you're putting inside. If you're putting something, a little toy that may be tall, you might want a longer handle. Or if you're putting a cupcake in there, but you still want it to look like a basket, you might want it longer. It just depends on what you're putting inside as to how tall you make that handle. And so I'm just gluing the other side down all the way to the bottom, which you don't have to do, but that made it the right height that I wanted it to be. So now I'm just going to add some paper grafts that I got here. I got this from Target. You can get it anywhere. 'Tis the season to find plastic and paper grass, especially in fun colors because all the Easter stuff's out. And I'm just going to fill it up with that grass and put my little candies inside. And I've got some little peepsters here. It's like marshmallows inside of chocolate. And I actually picked out some that were contrasting colors for my basket. And there you have a basic basket. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of twine. I'm just going to tie a bow out of the coral twine here. And I'll just use a glue dot to adhere that to the handle. Just a mini glue dot here. I'm just going to stick it right on that paper handle and then stick that bow right on the dot. So I'm just going to attach that little bow. It makes it a nice little finished Easter basket. This is just a basic design here. You can add more detail if you like. So this one I've made over here, I cut the grassy border cupcake wrapper from a piece of the green paper from the Let's Polka collection, and I tucked that inside the scalloped cupcake wrapper and glued it in place. So you have a little grassy look there, whether you put the paper grass inside it or not. On this one here, I used the scallop border die to cut my handle, and I just cut that border on two sides of one strip of paper, and then I used the strip that comes with the picket fence border die. It normally layers right on top of it like that, but this one cuts a strip with that stitching detail down the center, and so I just cut a strip out of the vanilla and layered it on top. I also used a small hole punch here and just punched a hole in the center of each of the scallops, and then I thread some of that twine through all the holes back and forth and then tied a bow in the front. And you can see that makes a nice little detail as well. And you could add little things inside. I have one of the little bunnies from the extra special Easter. You could put it on the outside, tuck it inside. You could decorate this in many different ways. There's lots of different options here. So you can make these as simple or as intricate as you like. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.